today's video, we're taking a big look at the tropics, and we're going to be also taking a look at the upcoming pattern in general. So if you don't live along the coast, you don't have any interest in tropics, rest assured we're going to be going over the forecast for the entire United States within this video. Be sure to check out the trilogy maps for the highest definition, most customizable digital maps anywhere on the internet. That's going to be in the pinned comment and description down below. Before we get into things, I want to just preface what we're taking a look at here, and this is historically warm temperatures across not only our MDR, which is going to be this area here, not only that, but we can see that the Gulf and the Caribbean are seeing extremely warm temperatures as well. Any tropical systems that move through like this are going to be experiencing above average temperatured waters the whole way along. Absolutely crazy to think about. Even if they were to head into this area, we see a lot of systems develop out here in the middle of the Atlantic as well. They would have an easy time developing, at least as far as water is concerned. So any of these paths, it's really just offshore of the East Coast once you start to run into some colder waters. And even then, if storms are developed enough as they move in, they would be quite intense to begin with, oftentimes. So this is going to be a main factor in why this upcoming hurricane season likely is going to be at least average to above average is the expectation. Usually El Niños you experience below average hurricane seasons, but this is telling me otherwise. Usually you see very, very cold waters. Speaking of those cold waters, here's a couple of our analogs, and as you can see, 2002, one of our main analogs experienced very cold waters across this same exact region. This was a very quiet hurricane season, and this is exactly why, because there was very cold temperatures combined with that El Nino. This just added up to really not very good for tropical development. Same story here in 2009, another very quiet hurricane season. And you can see we don't have a warm blob anywhere in the Atlantic like we see this year. And matter of fact, there's more blue than anything there. And then also same story here in 2014, another one of our analogs. This was another quieter hurricane season. And it's average to maybe below average sea surface temperatures, again, in this main development region for tropical systems. Now, this is all super, super important stuff. Leading into this, I'll also preface that May and June, we typically never see storm systems move in from this kind of MDR area. This is usually exclusive for August, September, and beyond. We usually see, if anything, maybe a homegrown system or two developing in this area here for May and June. But as we take a look at our 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook, we're going to see something crazy. We see a 50% chance of development in our MDR in mid-June. Very unusual, and I think the only explanation that we have here for this is that it's because of those extremely warm waters there in the main development region. We've talked about this for a couple of weeks now, and this has been a main point that we've been making, and I think that we're seeing the impacts of this already. I expect that this would lead towards more systems in August, September, October timeframe, but not in mid-June. This isn't even what I meant. So this is very unexpected, very unusual, and I'm very excited to track it with you guys. Even over the next 2 days, as you can see on this 2-day outlook, we do actually have a 10% chance of development already. That is going to increase again over the 7-day forecast up to 50%. So we can either see this increase, decrease, end up developing. We're going to watch and see every single day. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. We do upload daily, and you guys will get these updates every single day. Let's keep going. This is going to get into our general pattern here. We're going to see a picking up in storminess, if you will, by Saturday the 17th even. We see some storminess here for the southeast and south central United States already developing. We can also see for the Rockies and the upper Midwest, we're seeing some storms developing up here, and then for the northeast as well. That's by tomorrow, Saturday the 17th. Sunday the 18th here, we see things get a little bit quieter for the east, but we do have a storm system stretching from the Gulf Coast all the way up to the upper Midwest. And some more major storm systems moving in here for the northwest and then the southwest of Canada. That's going to lead towards more storms down the road. By Monday, the 19th here, we're beginning to see some storms set up here for the southeast. And even by Tuesday here, the 20th, we see the same thing. So this one's going to sit pat. It's really going to set up over this area, and it's not going to move too much. We do see this storm system still taking place as well up there for the northwest also, and that's going to be another factor in the upcoming pattern. By Wednesday the 21st, we're continuing to see this storminess over the southeast. Not much to see there. Thursday, the 22nd here continues. No surprise there. We're seeing that continue. We see another system kind of over the Rockies, the upper Midwest, and the northern plains. This is going to be an area to watch for our next severe weather threat, potentially, for a more northern base area, as we see this storm system taking over for these areas. By Friday, the 23rd, we're still seeing the Gulf active, the Gulf states active as well. And we will be watching not only that MDR, or main development region tropical system, but we're also going to need to watch the Gulf here over the next week or two, because we have so much moisture over this area, the above normal waters, and when we have the storm systems moving over those warm waters, you cannot rule out tropical development. And a lot of what I'm seeing here does appear like it could be the beginning of a tropical wave. Even off of the southeast here, we can see a system here perhaps trying to take place. So the tropics are going to be a potential threat to watch. By Saturday evening, again, we're still seeing the Gulf states and the Gulf of Mexico in general seeing these storms, and that is going to lead towards probability, or not probability, but possibility of tropical development. We also see some storms moving across the northern portion here of the United States, and we're going to continue to track these, of course. By Sunday, we still, at the very end of the model run, have this activity in here, some offshore of the southeast as well, and this is going to be a continued threat to watch, and we might just ride into July with a couple tropical threats. So we're going to need to watch this extremely closely. As we take a look here at the total precipitation, you can see across the north central United States, with these frequent storms moving through, we will see an above average amount for these areas. Same story for the northeast. They have a couple of coastal systems that hit this pocket. And then for the southeast and the Gulf states, we're going to see continued storminess pretty much across the entire model run here. So this is going to lead towards many different impacts here, and it's going to lead towards a lot of rainfall for sure. And again, potentially tropical development we're going to need to watch for. As we've been talking about, very, very cold summer, potentially historic. We need to talk about this snowfall across a lot of the Canadian West, the United States, mountainous regions, and the Cascades, the Rockies. We have snowfall still expected. We're already to the midpoint of June, and snowfall is still a pretty widespread factor compared to normal. Usually you would expect maybe the very, very mountaintops, but we're seeing some pretty moderate elevation areas seeing some of this snowfall in a pretty widespread way. So this is a testament to how cold this summer truly has been. Really, really historic. As we talk about that cold summer, we're going to take a look here at the cold summer. As we take a look at these temperature anomalies, you can see a lot of cold around. As we reach Sunday, Father's Day, we can see some warmer temperatures setting up across the kind of mid-Atlantic and the south central United States, as well as the upper Midwest. The Northwest is extremely cold, and that probably has a lot to do with that snowfall. And then the Northeast with that storm overhead is also a lot cooler than typical. As we reach about midweek time frame, we will see a kind of coast and coast cool down here. So we see the East Coast, and then especially here, the West Coast seeing extreme cold temperatures compared to normal. And then it's mostly these central regions here dealing with the warmer than normal conditions. As we continue this on all the way till the end of the model run on the 22nd, actually, if we get this to another model run, we can get way further than that. We see that eventually some warmth tries to set up in the east, but we still see the cooler temperatures and temperature anomalies all the way through July 1st here, according to this model. So again, very, very cool summer so far. We do expect that to potentially continue. And then warmer temperatures trending in for the west and the central United States. It's mostly just the east here that this model has holding on to the cold. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Again, be sure to subscribe for daily weather updates just like this one. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Also, be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.